What's going on, folks? We are back again for phase 2 or whatever phase we're on of getting this backyard into shape. And I'm back with some toys. This time I'm with the Toro Dingo. Oh yeah, somebody mentioned that in my last video that there was a stand-up little skid steer by the name of a Dingo, and sure enough, Home Depot had one. So we're gonna use that. I think it'll be big enough, but I just needed something that was gonna be small and that could maneuver easily in the backyard because there's not that much to do, but I definitely don't want to do it by hand, and that's why I wanted to rent some equipment. But a big skid steer like the one I had last week would just be way too big. It'll be overkill. So stick around. Let's see how much damage I can do. But let me show you what I'm going to do in the back, and you can see where we left off from last time. So this is all the damage we did. We basically moved all of the dirt that was in the parking area that we created back into this area. And right there at the end where you see the light shining through, that's an area that I want to bring up just a little bit. So the way that the yard works is it starts up here in this little ledge by the fence, and then it dips down, then it goes right back up over to the side of the yard. And what I'd like to do is, a lot of water just kind of runs into my neighbor's yard, and she was telling me that it does flood a little bit back there. Turns out there's some drainage pipes right there from my downspout that goes in there, so I want to do something to try and fix that. I'm not going to do it today, but I am going to do some sort of drainage for the downspouts that kind of divert away from the side of her house. But I do want to try and level some of this off a little bit so it's not so much of a dip, and so that it's much more of a usable backyard. Over here, it's just kind of dead. I mean, it's growing, there's some grass there, but the more I look at all of what's going on back here, it's just all clay. I mean, with all the clay that's back here, it's not really helpful to grow grass, and I need to figure something else out. So I'm gonna just try and get some dirt moving around and make sure that it all works well. The other thing is this hill here. There's nothing I'm gonna do there. I mean, that's just gonna be a weed eater for now. I do have a buddy of mine that's coming over this week to help me figure out some irrigation for the yard. And we were talking about maybe putting some sort of a retaining wall here and doing something different. So we're gonna talk about it, figure out if there's something else that I can do to make it a little bit more user-friendly, and we'll go from there. But for now, we're just gonna try and use this Dingo and see if it works out pretty well for us. Again, there's not that much to do. I've got it for 24 hours. If I can't move it very fast, then I'll move what I can and get it as low as I possibly can. Also, keep in mind, I'm gonna bring in a lot more topsoil to kind of do some of the leveling, also some sand and compost and all that. So there's nothing that I'm doing today that's gonna be like a final grade or a final leveling before I seed the lawn. And then the other thing I wanted to let you all know is that I am gonna do perennial ryegrass. Now, this is a terrible time to seed because it is getting warmer, but I don't have a choice. It's either that or the red clay. So I'm just gonna do what I can do with the perennial ryegrass and let it grow. And then hopefully with irrigation and the fact that it's really shady back here, that it'll do pretty well. So anything that I tear up that's back here now, I'm not really terribly worried about it, because if not now, in the fall for sure, this is all gonna get redone. And I'm still trying to figure out what I wanna do with the front of the house. And there's a lot of things that are going through my head. The more I think about it, the more I think I'm gonna have to let go of the Bermuda idea, mostly because there isn't really that much Bermuda around here. And if I do it, then my neighbor's gonna get it, and I don't wanna sit there and put Bermuda in somebody's yard that they don't want. So I'm gonna have to let go of that idea. There's some other things I'm thinking about, a little crazy, just because of the fact that we're in transition zone. But you know me, I'll try it. We'll see. I'll let you know. When I'm ready, we'll do something. For now, let's get this going, all right? that's pretty much it for this area. I think I may work it just a little bit more tomorrow, but overall I'm pretty happy with the progress. I definitely think that there is less divots, especially right there. That was the big one. Like I said, I'm gonna need some more topsoil here just to make it a little bit less of a dip, but overall I've got what I need. And now I just gotta get topsoil and sand, some compost to fill it in. So we'll be back tomorrow to finish this up and get it all cleaned up. I've got to go to church and do some security, but after that I will come back out here and finish it all up. So stay tuned, we'll be back. All right, folks, welcome to day 2 of redoing the grade. My wife and I came out here and we looked at it, and it looks like we are actually in pretty good shape. I think we're done back here. Let me show you what I'm looking at right now. All of this is definitely much flatter. It looks a lot better. I do need to bring in some topsoil in this area because it's a little bit of a divot there, and it's definitely low. You can see right there how low that is on the patio, but I can't make it too high because I don't want water going into the crawl space, and I also need to fix that crawl space door because it looks like crap. So back here I think is as good as it's going to get. Over here I do want to bring in some dirt just to level that off a little bit so it's a little bit more of a nice little slope down into the rest of the backyard, but that's just topsoil. I don't have any more dirt to move around back here, believe it or not. All right, so then back here the only thing left that I need to do is right here where this gate is. I'm going to move all of these boards and that door because I need to dig out about 8 inches of dirt there because I'm going to put in a little paver area for the garbage cans. And then I'm also going to dig out a little bit more here so it's flat, 8 inches, so that I can get crusher run in there, and then it's going to be a little path that runs this way and then across, and then it's all going to sit right in here. So that all needs to be dug out just so that we've got a place for us to put the garbage cans. So good thing I've got a little bit of equipment to work with, or else I'd be doing this by hand. All right, let's see what we did here. So I took care of a lot of the muddy spots there, and then I was able to dig out some of the dirt in here and here so that I can actually have a pathway for the garbage cans, because that's where we're going to store them back here. And then I was also able to fill in this gap that was done when we did the parking pad. So down here, it actually looks a lot better. This is just so much clay. There's like nothing underneath here other than clay. And then that dark spot that's right there, that's just a low spot, and I'll fill that in with topsoil. But basically we're gonna have to get in a lot of topsoil just to combat all of this hard clay that's in here. There's like no drainage. We're gonna have to bring in some sand, compost, everything, but we're getting there. Finally, I just want to talk about this Dingo for a second. This thing was awesome. It actually had a lot of power. I was super surprised at how well it did with all that clay. The tracks definitely helped. I would say that, this back piece here is pretty low, so you got to be careful with that when you're backing into stuff when it's uneven. But, Toro does a great product, and, this is no exception. And I'm pretty happy with the work that we did and the work that it was able to help us get done. So anyway, if you guys ever need one of these things, I highly recommend starting off with one of these instead of a big skid steer, because it actually was able to do quite a bit of work that I really didn't think it was going to be able to. So, and it's a lot easier to maneuver too in tight spaces. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is, step one in probably like 455 to get my lawn right. But, we're going to take this one step at a time. The next step obviously is to bring in some more topsoil, sand. whatever else that we need to do in order to level it. I also have a buddy of mine coming tomorrow to help me figure out irrigation on this property. So it probably makes sense to put the irrigation in before I start doing anything with the lawn in the back. The front we can start taking care of. We've mowed it, it's got fescue. The fescue is actually in good shape. I've got a few weeds I got to deal with, but that's all stuff that, you know, just every homeowner's gonna have to deal with. With that, if you like this video, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe if I've earned your subscription. If you want to be notified of future videos, hit that bell. And I guess we will see you guys on the next one. Hope you guys have a great week, and we will talk to you soon. Bye.